Hello everyone, good morning to all of you. Welcome to Shantiniketan Academy Gaya online classes. Here we are going to discuss Euclid geometry for class 9. As you all know, geometry is used from very ancient time for measuring land area and etc. But after that, a mathematician Euclid come forward to give definition related to geometry. So here we will discuss the definition of some terms related to geometry. So first we will start from solid. As we all know, solids has shape, size, position and can be moved from one place to another are called or known as solid. Here you can see a picture of cube and other solid like cylinder, cuboid, etc. all are solids. The next thing is surface. So surface is boundaries of solid are called surface, and surface has no thickness. It has no thickness. For example, this is the surface which is parts of solid. This is solid. You can take out from this the part, the surface is called the boundaries of solid. Then the surface is made up of lines. There's 4 lines segments. So the next thing we will discuss is line. For line has length but no width and no thickness. A line is something which has only length. And so the next thing is point. Point has position only. Any point has only positions. It has no length, no breadth and no thickness. It is simply represented by fine dot and is denoted by capital letter A, B, P, L, M, etc. anything. For the example, here we simply take a dot and this is called point, and we named this with a capital letter A, another dot with capital letter P. These are the points. One thing you all have noticed that is solid is 3-dimensional figure. It has 3 dimensions and surface has 2 dimensions. Similarly, line has 1 dimensions and point has no dimensions. Okay. So here in the Euclid geometry, the next thing we will going to discuss, which is very important, is axioms and postulates. So Euclid, what did he assumed certain properties, and properties that is also called a statement. So Euclid had assumed certain properties as being true without any proof. Euclid what said that there are certain statements in the geometry which need not to be proved. So he had collected all that assumptions or statements and divided this into 2 parts. First, axioms, and second, postulates. There is nothing big difference between these. There is very fine difference that you will notice that an axiom is simply an assumption used in logic and algebra. Axioms is used in the logic and algebra, the statement or assumptions made by Euclid. Similarly, postulates were reserved for the assumption in geometry. A postulate is what? These are the assumptions which is used in geometry are known as postulates. So, both are the statements and assumptions which need not to be proved, but the axioms are used in logic and algebra and postulates are used in geometry. So, there are so many axioms and postulates, but here we will going to discuss only 7 axioms. So you have to understand these axioms separately. So let's start with our first axioms, which says that things which are equal to the same things are also equal to one another, which means, for example, if A is equal to B and A is also equal to C, so according to the first assumption, it implies that B is also equal to C. Okay, this is our first assumes or a statement. Second axioms are, if equals are added to equals, the whole are equal. For simply you can say that if 2 is equal to 2, if we add equal on both sides, for example, let add 3 on this side and 3 on this side. So the whole 3 plus 2 is 5 and this is also 5. So if we can see that if equals are added to equals, the wholes are also equals. These are our statement. Second, then third axioms are, if equals are subtracted from equals, the wholes are equal. Similarly, when we subtract equally from equals, for example, if 3 equal to 3, if we subtract 1 from this and 1 from this, then we will get 2 is equal to 2. This is our third statement, axioms. The four axioms are, things which coincide with one another are equal to one another. For example, if any two things which coincide each other, for example, you can take two coins. If two coins coincide each other, then this will imply that they are also equal. For example, we take two line segment of equal length, they will coincide each other if they are equal in length. Our next axioms are, fifth axiom, the whole is greater than part. For example, we take a circle, if we cut a part from it, that is, then you can see that this whole is always greater than this part. This is our fifth axioms or statement. Sixth axiom, things which are double of same thing are equal to one another. If we take 2 and equal to 2, if we will do double, the double of 2 is 4 and this is also double of this is 4. If we double the same thing, they will be also equal. Similarly, things which are half of the same thing are equal to one another. For example, we take 8 is equal to 8, we going to do half of this, we will get 4 and 4. This is also equal. This is our seventh axiom and statement. You all know very well about this, but you didn't know that these are known as axiom. We all know these things and this is known as axiom. So there are also some postulates which are used in geometry only. So now let us discuss some postulates. Here we are going to discuss only 5 postulates. So I start with first one. The first postulate states that a straight line may be drawn from any point to any other point, which means that if there is any point, say this is point A, so we can draw a straight line to any other point. Here point, another point, we can draw a straight line between these 2 points, or we can say that between 2 points there is only one straight line. The second one is the terminated line. The terminated line means what? The line segment. What is line segment? As you all know that line segment which have 2 end points and have fixed length are called line segment. So a line segment can be produced indefinitely, which means that if we going to produce, this can be produced indefinitely on the both sides. This is our second postulate. The third postulate, that a circle can be drawn with any center and any radius, which means that we can draw any circle from any point. For say that we take here a point, we can take a radius 1 unit and we can draw a circle of radius 1 unit, or with any radius with any center we can draw any circle. The fourth postulate says that all right angles are equal to one another. You all know that right angles means that is 90 degree. So, all right angles are always equal because all are 90 degree. So, all right angles are equal because they all are 90 degree. The fifth postulate says that if a straight line falling on two straight line make the interior angle on the same side less than the two right angles, the two straight lines if produced indefinitely meet on that side of which the angles less than two right angles. Okay, it seems to be big, but let us draw what is said, then you can understand it easily. So, let us see, we will a straight line, what is said, if a straight line falling on two straight line, we take two straight line like this and a line falling on this, when the interior angles on the same side, this is our interior angles E, this one and this one, if their sum is less than 180 degree, okay, this is if saddle less than two right angles means 90, 90, 180 degree. So, if when the two straight line will be produced indefinitely, they will meet on that side where the interior angles are less than 180 degree. They will not meet on this side when we produced. For example, if we take this type of a straight line and we take this line falling on these two lines, then this angle and this angle, their sum will be less than 180. That means these two lines will meet on this side. So, if we produced, they will meet on this side only. Okay, this is our fifth postulate. So, let us read once again. If a straight line falling on two straight line make interior angles on the same side less than two right angles, the two straight line if produced indefinitely meet on that side of which the angles less than two right angles. This is our fifth postulate. Okay. So, now let us see some questions of exercise 5.1. For in question number 1, we have to state true and false. The statements are given. The first statement is only one line can pass through a single point. This is false because as we all know that there is a point from which we can draw so many straight lines in different directions. So, this statement is false because we can draw many straight lines from a single given point. Second, there are an infinite number of lines which pass through two distinct points. This is also false because as we know, if there is 2 points, we can draw only one line from these 2 points. In third, a terminated line can produce infinitely on both sides. Terminated lines means a line segment. Okay, we can produce this in both direction infinitely. So, this is true. In fourth, if two circles are equal, then their radius are equal. Of course, if there is two circle are equal, then their radius is equal. We can also prove that by pi r square. If both are equal, then pi r1 pi r2 square, pi cancel, and after rooting r1 is equal to r2 means if there are two circles of equal area or equal, then their radius are also equal. Next one, if the figure AP is equal to AB is equal to PQ, PQ is equal to XY, then AB is equal to XY. This is our postulate. In exams we can see that if same thing is equal to, here PQ are equal to AB and PQ is also equal to XY, this implies that AB is also equal to XY. So this is true. Now let's see question number 2. In question number 2 we have to define some terms. So first one is parallel lines. Two straight lines which have no point in common or never intersect each other are said to be parallel lines. You all know that if there is two lines, if we produce them infinitely, they will never meet each other. So these are the parallel lines. Perpendicular lines, two lines which intersect each other at 90 degree, then these two are said to be perpendicular. Okay, so perpendicular line can be defined as if two lines intersect each other at 90 degree, then these are called perpendicular lines. Next one is line segment. A line with two endpoints is a line segment. If there is a line and it's a two ends point, then it is called as line segment because these endpoints give its definite length. Radius of circle. It is the distance between center of circle to any point lying on the circle. So radius, if there is a circle, so this is center. So distance between this center to circle on this is called radius. This is radius. This is radius. So it is the distance between the center of circle to any point in the lying on the circle. Next, a square. A square is a quadrilateral having all sides of equal length and all angles of same measure, that is 90 degree. So if there is any quadrilateral which have all sides equal and all angles is 90 degree, then it is said to be a square. You can similarly solve the other questions of this exercise. Okay, best of luck. Thank you.